Hello, and once again, I welcome you all back to the series of cybersecurity training by MindMajix. As I mentioned, we will be discussing about the type of evidences. Without wasting much time, let's hop into it. The first one is analogical evidence. See, they're like, while not a kind of evidence itself you would use in a court, this kind of evidence can be useful for increasing credibility by drawing parallels when there isn't enough information to prove something in a workspace or a workplace investigation itself. When talking about analogical evidences, they are used as a comparison of things that are similar to drawn or to draw a particular or an analogy. Okay. The second one is anecdotal evidence, where anecdotal evidences are those evidences that you can understand as they can help in workplace investigation, but they cannot be put in front of the court. It is done to get a particular or a better picture of a particular issue. The biggest problem with this kind of evidence is that it is very often cherry picked to present only anecdote or anecdotes that support a particular conclusion. Consider it with skepticism and in combination with other more reliable kinds of evidences itself. Now, talking about character evidence, these are the evidences which are used to testimony or to document. Okay, these are something that are used to prove that someone acted in a particular way based on the particular person's character. While this can't be used to prove that the person's behavior at a certain time was consistent with his or her character, it can be in workplace investigation to prove intent, motive, or a particular opportunity itself. The third one is circumstantial evidence. You can understand it as indirect evidence because this type of evidence is used to infer something based on a series of facts that separate from the fact of the argument that is trying to be proven. It requires a deduction of facts from other facts that can be proven, and while not considered to be strong evidence, it can be relevant in a particular workspace or workplace investigation, which has a different burden of proof that a criminal investigation. Okay, so the fifth one is demonstrative evidence. As it sounds, this object or document are considered as demonstrative evidences because they directly are used to obtain a particular fact because they demonstrate towards a fact. It's common and reliable kind of evidence. Hence, this kind of evidences could be considered as photographs, videos, or maybe audio recordings. In some cases, it could be charts or anything else. In a particular workplace investigation, this could be an audio recording of someone's harassing behavior or photograph of offensive graffiti itself. Talking about next is digital evidence. As we already discussed a lot about digital evidence, it includes any sort of digital file from any electronic sources. This includes email, text messages, instant messages, files, and documents that have been extracted from electronic financial transactions, the hard drives, audio files, video files, or maybe other places. This can be found on any server or device that stores data, including some lesser known sources such as home, video game consoles, GPS sport watches, and internet enabled devices that are used in home automation itself. In most of the cases, this digital evidences is often found through internet searches using open source intelligence or OSINT that we have learned so far in our course in the early phases. Talking about the seventh one, that is direct evidence. These are the most powerful type of evidence because they what do they is they do not require any kind of inference. They do not do any kind of working on them. They are alone able to prove something. Because of this, you can understand some of the example as the testimony of a witness who saw firsthand an incident of sexual harassment in a workplace itself. Eighth one is documentary evidence. These are the most common in the form of written forms of proof, such as letters or wills. Documentary evidences can include other types of media such as images, videos, audio, photographs, or recordings itself. Ninth one is exculpatory evidence, where this type of evidence can exonerate a defendant in a usually criminal case. Prosecutors and police are required to disclose to the defendant any exculpatory evidence they find or risk having the case dismissed. The next one is forensics evidence. See, to be talking about this forensics evidence, these are just the scientific evidences such as DNA, trace evidences, fingerprints, or ballistic reports. It can also provide proof to establish a person's guilt or innocence. Because forensic evidence is generally considered to be strong and reliable evidence, and alongside helping to convict criminals, its role in exonerating the innocent has been well documented. The term forensic means for the court. Its use in workplace investigation is generally limited to serious cases that may end up in court only. Then we talk about hearsay evidence. What hearsay evidence consists is statements made by the witnesses who are not present at the particular time, but they are the witnesses of the particular case. While hearsay evidence is not admissible in the court, it can be relevant and valuable in workplace investigation. When we talk about workplace investigation, I'm talking about the place where the burden of proof is less robust than in the court. The 12th type of evidence is physical evidence. As you might already expect by the word physical evidence, these are the form in the form of tangible objects such as firearm, fingerprints, rope, or purportedly used to strangle someone. It could be tire cast or from the crime scene, footprints of someone's shoes. Uh, these are treated as the physical evidences. There may be other types available. Now, these are you obtained from the real world, so they are also considered as materialistic evidence, material evidence, or the real evidence itself. It can be presented in front of court as an exhibit of physical object captured in a still or moving images. It may be described in text, audio, or video, or referred to in a document itself. Next one is prima facie evidence. See, it means on its first appearance. Okay, this is the evidence that can be presented before a trial that is enough to prove something until it is successfully disproved or refuted at trial. Rebuttal is done well at the trial, so in most of the cases, it is neglected or treated as a subordinate for other evidences. These are also called presumptive evidence. Okay. The next one or the 14th one is statistical evidence. These are the evidences that uses numbers or statistics to support a position. It's called statistical evidence. These type of evidences are based on research or polls that has been conducted. Testimonial evidences are one of the most common form of evidences. This is either spoken or written evidence by a given witness under oath. It can be gathered in court at a disc or the deposition or through an affidavit itself. That's it for now. I'll wind up here. Hope to see you in the next lecture.